Dr. Tiff here. We are starting a series here on S2TV about menu navigation. And so I'm going to start out with just some national chain restaurants, some of the most common that I see on food journals in terms of where people are eating consistently, and places that give people a lot of trouble in terms of what can I order that's going to really not sabotage my budget for the day, specifically on fats, because that's what just kills you when you're eating out. Things that you really don't even think when you read the description on a menu is going to be that high in fat, but then when you go to look at the actual nutritional values. So the first place we're going to look at is Chili's. I mean, it's certainly a fan favorite. I love it. Their chips and salsa are by far the best, but it can really kill you, and they even have some salads that are upwards of 100 grams of fat, the quesadilla explosion salad. So again, really be mindful of not always assuming that a salad is healthy. They actually have some other dishes that that would really be a better option. So first things first, whenever I know I'm going out to eat somewhere, I go to the website and I try to pull up the nutrition information. You can see here they've got a full lineup of all of their food items. And honestly, what I do first is I find this fat column and I just start scrolling through and I try to find some of the lower fat options, and you can see all those appetizers are through the roof. Granted, you wouldn't eat the whole appetizer yourself unless you ordered it as a meal, but still. So, and then I kind of stop here because I see, oh wait, these are some lower fat options. What are these things? These are their soups. So, you know, one of the easiest ways to really navigate a menu like this is to make your own meal. And that's what I typically do. And I know it's high maintenance at some level, but I would rather ask for exactly what I want. And typically, if it's on their menu, they can piece it together, and places are really good about doing that now. So one great option here would be to just get a bowl of the soup, and you can see here, you know, you get up here in the loaded potato soups, you might as well get a quesadilla. But here, the Southwest chicken bowl, it's 10 grams of fat, you've got 25 carbs, I'm guessing it has some kind of a rice in it, and then 9 grams of protein. So the biggest downfall there is pretty low protein, but you can always order something on the side, like an order of their seared shrimp or an order of grilled chicken, just to add a little more protein. And it's not super high carb either, only 25 grams, so you might even could do a chicken taco. So if I scroll down, and I'm just going to get down here to the bottom, but you can see in these make it a combo, listed without any sides. You know, I could just get a simple margarita grilled chicken, and it's highlighting the wrong line there, but you see it's only 4 grams of fat here. Scrolling on over, 8 carbs and 31 protein. So you got your protein taken care of. You could get some black beans on the side. You could get an order of rice. You could get the steamed broccoli. So that gives you a lot of really solid options, because you know you've nailed your protein and you haven't really overshot your fats or your carbs. Same thing with the shrimp, only 2 grams of fat in the seared shrimp, a little lower on the protein. But if you do black beans, you're going to add a little protein to it as well. So again, I kind of scroll through, I look, and I just go ahead and nix anything that's over, you know, 10, 15 grams of fat, because if you add anything to it, you're going to be overshooting. I mean, a lot of people go with salmon thinking, oh, healthy omega-3s, and that's true. But you got 25 grams of fat there just in the protein source. So if you want to add anything to it, the only thing you really get away with there is some steamed broccoli. And who wants to go to Chili's and eat salmon and steamed broccoli? I don't. So again, you got the margarita grilled chicken or shrimp. And then if I scroll on down here, I can find the side items. And that's what I typically look for as well. So you can see, let's just keep going down here. Usually the sides are kind of near the bottom. These are extras. So also on salads, typically the nutrition information lists it with dressing. So if you're going to get the dressing on the side, you can go ahead and say, okay, I can probably delete 18 grams of fat from that if it's served with the honey mustard dressing or the honey lime vinaigrette. So don't be deceived. Sometimes with a salad, it looks super high fat, and often they are if they have nuts and avocado and cheese and bacon, but it also typically includes the dressing, and if you're mindful and get it on the side, you can probably assume that it's not quite as high fat as it appears when you log it, but you always want to overestimate. But see here, so look, if I get the black beans and rice side, it's only 2 grams of fat, 48 carbs, 9 protein. So if I got that grilled chicken and black beans and rice, then I've got my carbs covered. I've got a reasonable amount of fat, only really between the chicken and the black beans and rice, about 10 grams of fat. And I added 9 more grams of protein, so I'm upwards of 40 grams of protein with the margarita chicken and the black beans and rice. And that's a satisfying meal. At least you didn't have to just sit there and eat a house salad with no cheese, no bacon, no dressing, just to feel like you didn't overshoot your numbers there. And here again, you can see all of these listed out here. So something else I just want to point out, because it lists the sides by themselves, if you go to the menu and you say, hey, I would like to get the margarita grilled chicken, it's served with black beans and rice. If I subbed that for broccoli, how would it change the nutrition profile? So if I go over here to the actual menu and I see that this margarita grilled chicken is served with the citrus chili rice and black beans, and I see that the citrus chili rice and black beans right here is 48 carbs, 20 in the black beans, 28 in the rice, then if I got steamed broccoli instead of that, it would take that carb total of that meal down. So when I go up here and I look at that specific menu item, go up to the lighter choices here, so you can see the margarita chicken as is has 66 carbs in it. So if I subbed that rice for or the rice and beans for broccoli, then I can subtract 48 carbs from this listing because I know I didn't have that 48 carbs that the black beans and rice add to that meal. So it takes a little bit of thought, it takes a little bit of preparation and pre-planning, but you can get on here and you can really see, all right, what are some choices? What can I substitute? How can I go to this restaurant, socialize, enjoy myself, and already just walk in with a game plan to say, all right, I'm either going to build my own meal here based on some of the side items that they have, or I know what substitutions I need to make, where if I can do that, if I can get the margarita grilled chicken and the black beans and some broccoli, I might even be able to have some chips and salsa because I've saved so much fat and I've even minimized my carbs by mixing the rice. So just think through it. You know, what are your priorities? If you've saved up a bunch of fat for the day, maybe you can get away with the sirloin, or you can get away with some dressing or avocado. But again, it's about what you need to hit that day for your numbers. So don't always just assume, oh, I need to go no carb at dinner. If you've got carbs left, then you can have that. You just have to figure out what's going to fit your numbers and how you're going to make it work with your budget. So anyway, this is the first in our series. I'm going to do a bunch of these, but Chili's I know is a fan favorite. And don't be afraid to go there. Don't write it off. You just have to get online and really look and make some smart decisions. See you next time.